Well, today's Thursday. It's a special Thursday. It's Monday Thursday. It's the beginning of Easter weekend for us, and it's the 28th of March, very early for Easter 2024. And we're about to get onto the bus to Palma. Anita's going to be meeting Yvonne, and well, I'm going to go for a little walk, and I'll see how we go on.
Heard all the shops are open.
That wasn't good news, was it?
I don't know.
Well, I've left Anita on the bus, and well, I'm going to do somewhere where I've never actually videoed before. I'm just going to walk down now towards the Paseo Maritimo. So this is just down from Sondiretta. That's the old hospital, and the road actually is called Andrea Doria. Yeah, Palma Tennis Club. Original Palma Tennis Club is just down that road there, and this is a Marriott hotel just at the end. It actually used to be a garden restaurant when I first used to come around this area. There's the bus. I'm catching the bus up. Just sitting on the bus there, waiting it to take off, and I've got to cross the road, and right in front of us is where the Paseo Maritimo is, which is where I'm heading. Busy roads these, and the green man's flashing, so I'm going to wait. This road I'm crossing, that goes into Palma there, this Marquis de la Seña. And it's an area I used to come to quite often because the Masonic temple used to be just up the road here, so I'd pretty much be here every week. As you can see, there's lots of roadworks, and this is where the roadworks start. At least cutting off of the traffic starts to the Paseo Maritimo, because the Paseo Maritimo, as you've probably seen on many of the videos, is very much under construction. But well, according to the newspaper today, there is some good news, and the good news is that the first phase is getting near to completion. It's not finished, but it's getting near to completion. So this is the Plaza de Puente bridge. Not sure why it's called the bridge, but there's a bar across there called the bridge. It says 1316. That's a bit wrong. I don't really suppose I can take much truth from that. It's not 13:16, it's quite early in the morning, it's 10:45. And this road that leads down to the sea, it's got lots of bars and restaurants on it, most of which are not open. It's too early. But come down here in the evening and it's really quite busy. Normally this is a two-way road here, up and down, and again it's one we drive up and down normally, quite regularly, because it's a road that will take you to Genova. But with the roadworks at the bottom here, it's been made one way up. So you can no longer drive down it. I suppose it's created a little bit of parking for people who live and work in the area. It's a little bit hazy today, but there's a small breeze. It's been very windy over the last few days, very windy indeed, and thankfully that's dropped. And with that, the temperature starts to feel a little bit more comfortable. Again, it should be around 18-19 degrees today, and that'll feel a lot warmer should the clouds clear, which they may well do later on. It's a bit hazy at the moment. Sorts of signs here warning you about what's going to be just around the corner. So the news headline, well, it wasn't a big headline, little headline saying that the work is nearly completed on this side of the road. Well, you can make your mind up. The thing that isn't completed, look, it's the road. And that's been the major part of the construction work here, is they dug up the road and they've put in some things like sewage works, lots of different pipes have gone in. What is nearly complete is what you can see here now, and that's the paved area. And well, it's nearly done, but would you still want to come and sit out here? It's not completely done. Look, there's an area that's not been finished off. The Namasti up there is one of the Indian restaurants we like to go to. But yeah, when they say the work is done, I think they're referring to this paved area. It's the 3 lines here, it's all closed up, and I don't know, are their clients going to come and sit and look at the roadworks right in front of them? And you've got to bear in mind that this is only the first phase. 2 more phases to go. So what's got to happen here now is they've got to finish this road off, and it's got to be tarmacked. Just looking a little bit further ahead, well, then we do start to see things as you're getting a little bit more finished off, and maybe seeing progress. So the Thai street food restaurant here, it's still got all the sheeting there, but the seats have come out. So they're obviously intending to open very soon. And the road, well, they're starting to seal it and surface it. They've obviously been down here with the rollers and got a nice flat surface. It doesn't look very wide to me. That looks like a single carriageway. And part of the idea is to reduce the amount of traffic going along the Paseo Maritimo on this front road. But we now get a picture of what it's going to look like, and I think it's going to be quite nice. It's one of the hotels that is open. This is the Hotel Costa Azul. People in there having their breakfasts. Some of the businesses have remained open, like Costa Azul Hotel open. Some are opening now, and some of the restaurants, even like the Madras Indian restaurant, has stayed open. Everything looks perhaps a little bit closed at the moment because it's early in the morning. But some of these, they will be putting their tables and chairs out and making good use of this walkway along here. Still considerable amount of work to be done. I think this might be where there's going to be a bus stop. This is the Mirador Hotel, and that's open. So lots, I think most of the hotels are open, and many of these hotels will have an alternative entrance up at the top, alternative way to get to them. Next one is the Belvedere, Palma Belvedere Hotel. This is the car park that Anita usually uses, and she goes to the theatre, and that's had difficulties getting access. You can't access it from the road, Marque Stella Segna, up above. Apologies, but it's going to get a bit noisy down here because they are very much still working on it. Rent-a-bike business. And people staying at the hotels along the front here will make use of these rent-a-bike businesses. It's nice and flat, and riding a bike is a good way of getting along here. You can go all the way past the cathedral and then on past Porticciol and right on to the Playa de Palma. So there's a long way you can go, and it's all relatively flat. So flat even I can do it. Here's an interesting restaurant. This is Sacranca. This is a paella rice restaurant. You have to go up some steps there, and it's all on the upper floor. So it has good views normally, and paella type food. If you like paella, they do it all. They do other things as well, so it's not just paella, but something interesting. See one of the bars all setting up. Must be a big relief to them to see that. Hola, buenos días. See that things are gradually coming to an end. However, I say this is only stage one, and as you can see, stage one is not complete. Still lots to do along here. They reckon it's probably about 80% done. And once this side's finished, this road will get opened up, and they can start the seaside, which has to be done, which is I guess stage 2. And then following stage 2 will be the finishing stage is 3, which I'm not sure exactly what they mean by that, but we'll see. Nice to see this bar open here. This is right by the auditorium, which is where we come to concerts and shows. Anita's a regular. Hola. Very good.
Yes.
It's starting to look a little bit better now.
Yeah.
Oh, back. Hey.
I think about in 1 month this is finished.
Yeah. I'll turn that. A nice chat there to the man working at the bar, and I did ask him the specific question: are you getting any compensation for all of this? He said no. That's really bad. They've had over a year of this already, and at the moment the government official who's in charge says we'll be finished in December or maybe January if there are no further problems or setbacks. So we'll see, and I'll keep coming down here regularly just to have a look, but when it is done, it is going to be nice. I'm just walking in front of the auditorium now, so I'm just going to step back and show you this building which has become part of our lives over the years. The children have all performed here. We had graduations, school graduations were all there in their smaller theatre. There's 2 theatres, there's the Sala Grande and the Sala Mozart, and the Sala Mozart was where year after year after year we had the school graduations. When I taught it, and Anita taught at BIS, Baleares International School. And now I'm seeing a road, a real road, which is tarmacked and well, looking quite good. It's a single carriageway road and there's no traffic actually going to be able to drive along here, so it is limited. And this grey area, which is nice granite blocks, is I assume for parking. And we've got new lighting, the poles are already in. This is the Agra Tandoori, again another place that's open. It'll be opening up later on. And this really is what it was all about. This pavement used to be less than half the width it is now. And so it's a nice big wide promenade. The restaurants, Ristorante Napoli, the Mira Blau, they'll be able to have tables and chairs outside, I would assume. And there's still plenty of space for people to walk. And cars, well, vehicles are going to be allowed along here. I think they might restrict it, although I think there might be a restricted access to the Paseo Maritimo. Got to have access for the businesses to have deliveries, and just looking at the way they've got these certain areas, I think it's 4 bus stops. But when I read in the newspaper today, I read in Altamora that the stage 1 was complete. This is what they meant. This is what they mean by complete. We've even got the trees planted. Still need to come down and clean all of this. So would you agree 80% complete? I don't know, I've still got a way to walk towards Porta P. Just, these are the bars, restaurants that have been suffering. The sun's peeping through now. I forgot to put my hat on. And the trees are not developed enough to offer any shade yet. And these trees are not palm trees. We've got palm trees on the seaside, and hopefully they're all going to stay. But you'd think, we live in Palma, we want palm trees, and lots of them. Crepes. So this is one of the hotels that someone asked me about recently. This is the Meliá, and it's called the Palma Marina. Meliá is one of the biggest hotel groups here on the island and internationally. And this is the Palma Marina Hotel. And the work is very near completing. You're not going to be getting any big digging noises outside here. Shouldn't be getting much in the way of dust here either. They're pretty good at controlling dust. They just spray it with water and keeps the dust down. The view, well, sitting down here you're looking at this, but you're not going to be sitting down here, you're going to be sitting up there Their terraces are up high, and you're going to be looking over the road. You won't actually see the road. You might hear it a little bit, but you won't see it, and you'll be looking at the harbour with all the magnificent boats that are in. And we've got ferries coming in at the moment. And reading in newspapers, we're going to be getting lots of mega yachts coming over here for the summer. They don't want to see all this work either. And one of the biggest yachts in the world, which is the Lady Mura, has already arrived. As has Jeff Bezos's sailing boat. That's been seen around this area as well. So this is where the tarmacking and the finished road ends, and we start to get the dirt. But to get their act together, these things can be finished off, and it seems to be just a short stretch. It's just on the other side. It is tarmacked again, or at least the start of the tarmacking is done. So the restaurant here, which is the Can Belut, it's got all its chairs outside all ready to go. This road's all closed off now. So, no access really for people who live up there. Areas that finishing off. It's good to come after a few weeks and see just how much has been done, and the fact that it is nearly ready. Here's Kenzo. Stop off at Anita here sometimes, have a coffee. Just been past the Melia Palma Marina. This one is the Gran Melia Victoria, and they've got a terrace down here and a big terrace up at the top. It's the big terrace up at the top where Anita and I were with Gok One for the ITV broadcast, live broadcast from here. And that was when this work was going on last year, and it didn't seem to bother us at all, actually. I can't even say I actually heard the noise of the workers down below, and we certainly couldn't see it. So you sit on the terrace, you don't see the road unless you specifically hang over the edge and look down. If you're sitting on the terrace, you're looking out, and you can see the boats in the distance. So it does actually look quite good. It's interesting. Some interesting things here. First of all, let's have a look at this side. This used to be Tito's. Tito's is now gone or moved. Tito's, the brand name, is actually in Magaluf. It's in BCM now, a very exclusive part of BCM. But this is Tito's, and what used to be Tito's and is now called Leo. And it's lots of suggestions of what it was going to become. What it has become, or has remained, is sort of a nightclub. Very exclusive, quite expensive. We've not been yet. Nobody's invited us. But yeah, it's certainly an eye-catching part of the Paseo Maritimo, in a great position. And they put on shows. They've been putting them on over Christmas and sort of on and off, and it'll obviously get a lot busier as the season starts. So that's Leo's. And well, I don't think you would normally access it from this side, but you can, and there are doors here. The main entrance, I think, is up at the top on the other side. As to some of these hotels, Other interesting place which I really want to go to and hope it does reopen is the Mercat 1930, which is Mercatus Market 1930 year. But it used to be just a regular restaurant, and we used to go there now and again, and it's really quite nice inside, a bit oldie, 1930s, as the name suggests. But it changed and became like a market, so there's little market stalls in there offering different types of food, and you can go in and choose whichever food you want and sit in some interesting surroundings whilst eating. The thing that I'm interested in is the fact, right in the middle of the road here is the social club, and I'm just quite amazed that it's still here, and that there's actually a sign, a moving sign there, video sign, giving information. And this has been here for as long as we've been here on the island, but it's now going to be demolished, at least if they can get round to it. It was always going to be demolished. The owners had well, we were going to lose out on a lot of money, so there was some compensation issues, and eventually I think a judge said, look, take it or leave it, it's going to be demolished. And so the amount of money, whatever it was, has been fixed now. But it's still here and has not been demolished yet. So that will be interesting when that happens. Tsunami. Some of the waves that we saw, not quite tsunami waves, it's been rough. And we were in Magaluf yesterday, and I've never really seen the sea rough in Magaluf. And the waves were crashing onto the beach. There was no obvious wave being formed out at sea, but bang, were they crashing onto the beach. Really quite big waves. Certainly not the sea to be swimming in yesterday. Quite dangerous when it's like that. You can easily get sucked under and out. Looks like there's a bar open down here, and tables and chairs are out. It's actually a smell of tarmac. It takes me back to my childhood, and they were laying the road. I always used to like the smell of tarmac. I'm not sure how good it is for you though. Places that have not survived, places that have survived. We come to more or less the end of where the bars are now. Lovely piece of street art there. I quite like things like that. That's really nicely done in a nice place. And it's actually got the artist's number there, so you can call them up and they will come and do that. It looks as though it's already been defaced a little bit. It's right next to a public park, so you can walk up the steps and you can go up through a nice tree-lined park, which will take you up into Terreno and the roads above, where there are lots of bars and things going on. On this side, we've got all the machinery and work, but if you can look over that, and you can start to see the big yachts that are here. And the ships that are bringing in goods from the mainland, which is a vital supply for the island. think when they say the work is 70 or 80% done, I think what they're taking into consideration is the work that you can't see. Because when they dug all of this up, they were digging huge trenches in order to lay services, so water, sewage, electricity, maybe even gas, I don't know, telephone, all these cables, everything now is underground, and you don't see that work. Now we're walking above it, it's all buried below. So what we actually see are the parts that are going to make it look nice. It may well look to you and me that it's not finished, but I think I'm beginning to understand what they mean, because they've said that the work on the seaside will be much faster because they haven't got to put the same infrastructure below ground, because it's either already there or it's unnecessary. So that side should be much quicker. One interesting and very curious thing was that they said they've not ruled out the idea of putting in an underground car park somewhere along the Paseo Maritimo. Not really said where, but still there, having done all of this work, then there's still a vague possibility they're going to dig it all up again. Now I can't walk along here anymore, and this goes on pretty much all the way now to Porta P. Still apparently a lot of work to be done further around there, but that's all part of it. And goes all the way around there, still lots and lots and lots to do. I'm going to make my way up to the top here and find a bus and get on my way back and get out of the sun a little bit. So I hope this has been interesting, and it's sort of, with all the other videos that I've done on the Paseo Maritimo, we'll sort of make a little bit of a log of the way that the work has progressed over the months and years. At the moment it's projected to finish December, January of this year or next year, early in 2025, and well, I'll keep coming down and having a look to see what the progress has been made and see how the work starts on the seaside when that happens. If you're coming to Palma, then yeah, it's not as pretty as it might be, but maybe if you're in one of those hotels it won't matter too much, and there are still places you can go to in Palma where there is lots to see, and it's a beautiful, beautiful capital city. Thanks very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye for now. And just as a little postscript, this is a view from the road just that goes at the top. This is from the Palma Road, looking over towards the harbour and beyond, and well, you can't even see the roadworks very well from here.